Am I audible? Can you confirm, please? Anyone? Yeah. So in the last session, we started Docker, right? So what is Docker, anyone? So Docker and ANT. What is Docker, anyone? Online students. Anyone having idea? Docker. What is Docker? Docker is a container tool, right? Docker is a container tool. What is container, anyone? What is container, anyone? Container is a standard unit of software. It is a standard unit of software. So it is a lightweight standalone executable program. Lightweight standalone executable program. We can move anywhere, we can use anywhere. Right? Yeah. So containers are lightweight. So containers are advanced to virtual servers. Containers are advanced to virtual servers. Right? Yeah. So currently, most of the project teams they're using containers because of lightweight, very faster, standalone, right? So whatever we want to deploy, we can deploy quickly, we can run quickly, we can use quickly, right? So many advantages, cost saving, time saving. That is why most of the positives are using the Docker containers. Yeah, fine. So everyone installed configure Docker, right? Everyone installed configure Docker, right? Any questions? Any challenges, anyone? Anyone having any issues while installing configuring Docker? Online guys, everyone installed configure Docker, right? Yeah, fine. Yeah, what we did yesterday, so we created one base mission, which is Docker server, Docker server. On top of that, what we did, so we prepared server. That's it, right? Yesterday we prepared the server. So far we haven't run any containers, right? We did not run any containers. So we prepared the Docker server, right? So on top of that, what we have to do, we need to download, we need to prepare one image, which is a Docker image. On top of that, we run containers. These are the containers. So here we can deploy required operating environment. So here Ubuntu, CentOS, RHCL, yeah, so C, whatever you require. So Linux. And so whatever we required, the operating environment, we can, yeah, we can deploy here. Screen already shared, right? Screen already shared. Deepak, screen already shared. My screen already sharing. Can you check? Screen not shared. Just a minute. Is it fine now? Is it fine now, everyone? Right. So Docker containers. So here, yesterday we prepared the server. On top of that, now we need to prepare the image. We need to prepare the image, which is a Docker image. So on top of that, we can run the containers. On top of that, we can run the containers, right? Yeah. Someone is saying something like unable to hear, not able to hear. Who is this? Manideep. So everyone able to hear? Quickly, can you confirm? Others? Yes. Mandeep, you can check your internet connectivity. Okay. Yeah, fine. So let us go and prepare a image. So we require an image. So server is ready. Yesterday we prepared the server, Docker server, right? So on top of that, we can prepare one Docker image. So on top of that, we can run the containers. Now let us go back to AWS console and we can start our server first. Yeah. So now the server is in, the server is being ready. So now once server is started, so we can connect server. After that, where we get the images, Docker image, I'll show you. Now, copy the public IP. Now, switch user, hash. Okay. So this is our Docker server. Now, if you check Docker images, currently no images are available. Nothing is there. No images, right? Yeah. Now, pinggoogle.com. Why we require pinggoogle.com? To avoid session timeouts. Session timeouts. To avoid session timeouts, we need to ping google.com. If you leave the session for a few minutes, what will happen? Session will be timed out. Now, I want to get the image. So click on, yeah, go to the, so we created Docker Hub account, right? Everyone, go to the Docker Hub account, hub.docker.com, hub.docker.com. Look at this, everyone. So here, there is a search bar here. There is a search bar, right? Go to the search. So here I want to search image here. Ubuntu, Ubuntu. Enter. Look at this, everyone. So Ubuntu image is available here. These are all Ubuntu images available. These are all Ubuntu images. So this image is the official image. So 1 billion plus already downloaded. This Ubuntu image already 1 billion plus downloaded. So this is another image. These are all Ubuntu images. Look at this, everyone. These are all Ubuntu images. You can search whatever images you require, you can search here. So if you want to download CentOS, search CentOS here. Look at this. This is the official image, 1 billion plus already downloaded, right? So this we can download. If you want to download, you can download here. So like this, whatever images we required, we can search from Docker Hub. Now here, Ubuntu. Click on Ubuntu. Yeah. So if you want to check any version, you can check here. Look at this. These are the versions, whatever versions you require, you can take that. If you want to download this image, Ubuntu, command here is docker pull Ubuntu is the command to pull the image into your local, right? Now I want to pull this image into my local Docker. From Docker Hub to local Docker, I want to pull this image, right? Docker server, I want to pull this image. For which Control Z to stop this, clear the screen. Now I want to pull the image. Command here is docker pull Ubuntu. Enter. Now the image is pulling into my local. Now if you check here, Docker images. Look at this, everyone. This is the image. What is the size of this image? 78.1 MB, right? Yeah. So what is the ISO image size? ISO image size? 200. ISO image size. Yesterday we discussed, right? ISO image size. What are the ISO image size? Anyone? In the last session we discussed. ISO image size. 8 GB to 18 GB, right? 8 GB to 18 GB. Minimum 10 GB it takes on an average, right? But here, Docker image size 78.1 MB only. Why this much of drastic change? Why this much of drastic change? It's a lightweight standalone, right? Only lib and bin files, lib and bin files will be available in the Docker image. Yeah, wait for some time. Someone asking, can we integrate something? Okay, we'll see that. We can push the image to Docker Hub. I'll show you. Okay, wait for a few minutes. Fine. This is the image. This is the Docker image we pulled from Docker Hub to local, right? Now what we can do on top of this, we can run the containers, right? Yeah. Now I want to run a container. I want to run a container here, for which go back here. Yeah. So command here is, if you want to run the container, if you want to prepare the container, command here is docker run space -it is the interactive mode. -it is the interactive mode. Space container name -name, whatever name you want to give. I want to give web container. Web container space image name Ubuntu. What I'm doing here? Yeah, I want to run the container, right? So how can we run the container? Docker run -it space -name, container name, you can give. After that, image also required. Image is mandatory. Image is mandatory. Image name is, we need to give the image. Enter. Now what happened here? So this is my host mission. This is my local mission. From Docker local server to Docker container, I switched. Container is created, I switched to container. Look at this, everyone. This is the container. This is the local mission. Everyone understanding, right? So from local, I executed the command docker run -it, -name, container name, and image name. Now I switch to Docker container. This is the Docker container ID, container ID. This is the container ID, right? Yeah. Now, currently I'm in container mode. Currently I'm in container. So in the container, what we will do, we need to deploy applications. Whatever applications you want to deploy on the container, you can deploy, right? So when I execute run command, what will happen? So container will be, yeah, container will be created. So now container is created here. So I'm in container currently. Now I want to deploy some packages. So before deploying any packages, normally what we will do, we update, right? So as usual, here also, in the country also, we can update. So here, apt get update space hyphen y. Now updating. Right. Now it is updated. Once it is updated, internal repository updated. So next what we can do, apt-get install openjdk hyphen 8 star space hyphen y. I want to deploy Java instead of the container. Instead of the container, I'm installing Java. Now the Java is installing. So now it is asking, while installing Java on container, it will ask you region. Region is Asia. I want to give Asia 5. Next, it will ask you zone also. Zone, I want to give Kolkata 44. Yeah. Now Java is installed. If you want to check the Java version, Java space hyphen version. You can check the Java version. Look at this, everyone. OpenJDK version 1.8. Okay. Now I want to install Git. I want to install Git. Now Git is installing. And Git space hyphen hyphen version. Right? Git is installed. Java Git installed inside of the container. Right? So now I'm in container mode. Currently, I'm in container mode. So if you want to exit from the container mode, so what is the command here? Control PQ. Control PQ is the command. To exit from the container, press Control PQ. Press Control PQ is the command to exit from the container. So this is a command mode. This is a normal user mode, which is host mode. This is host mode. This is user mode. Sorry, this is container mode. This is my host mode, right? So currently I'm in host. I run the container. I deploy the application. I exit from the container, right? Now, if I want to check the container, whatever the container I run, I want to check the container. So command here is docker ps is the command to check the running container. Look at this. This is the running container, web container, container ID. This is the container ID. 5 minutes ago, we ran this container. Understanding right, everyone? Clear right, everyone? Ping google.com. Now, what I did here, I prepared a server. On top of that, I prepared the image. I downloaded the image from Docker Hub. After that, I ran the container. I deployed applications on the container. Right now, download Docker image from Docker Hub. So this is the image. After that, what we did? Create some container using Docker image. We ran the container. Run as container. Run as container. Right. So once we run the container, we deployed the required applications here. Whatever applications you want to deploy, you can deploy here. Right. After that, this container we need to convert to the image. This container we need to convert to the image. This is the process. Convert to the image. After that, now this image we need to push to the Docker Hub. Push image to the Docker Hub. This is the process, actual process every project team following currently. So we download the Docker image from Docker Hub and run as a container after that. So up to here we performed. Up to here we performed, right? Now this container we need to convert to the image. That image we need to push to the Docker Hub. So why we need to convert into image? Why we need to convert into image, right? Yeah. So normally in real-time projects, every developer, tester, or every other team members, they can download the image from Docker Hub, they can run it as a container. So whatever the images we prepare, in that we deploy all the applications, required packages, required, whatever they required, we prepare all these things. After that, we push to Docker Hub. We push to Docker Hub once we prepare. So from Docker Hub, developers, testers, they pull the image into their local and they run it as a container. They work on the container. So here, image why we need to push? Because containers directly we cannot push to the Docker. Containers directly we cannot push to the Docker Hub. So GitHub will not accept the containers directly. That is why this container we need to convert to the image. That image you can store in the Docker Hub. Normally in AWS, what is our role? Anyone? In AWS, in AWS platform, what is our role? Online students. In AWS, what we will do as a cloud engineer? Like a server. Someone saying manage infrastructure, right? We prepare the servers, right? We work on storages, we work on network, we work on snapshots, right? Same way, Docker engineers on Docker, what they will do, they prepare, yeah, in cloud, in AWS engineers, they prepare the infrastructure. What is infrastructure? Server, storage, network, right? Same way on in Docker also, Docker engineers, what they will do, they prepare infrastructure. What is infrastructure in Docker? Containers, images, containers, images, right? So Docker engineers prepare the Docker containers. So they prepare the Docker images. They push to the Docker Hub. From Docker Hub, developers, testers, they pull into their local, they work on the containers. Okay. So currently, so we prepare the container, we deploy the applications. Now what I will do, I want to convert this, I want to convert this container into image. How can we convert this container into image? Let's try to understand it. So because finally that image should be pushed to the Docker Hub. So that is why first we need to convert to the image. Okay. Yeah. Now go back here. Control Z to stop this. Yeah. Now how to convert a container to the image? Docker images. So Docker PS is the command to check the running container. So Docker images to check the images. So currently we have default image which we download from Docker Hub, and also only one container we have, right? So this container I want to convert to the image, for which command here is Docker commit. Docker commit space container ID. This is the container ID. This container I want to commit. Space. Yeah. After that, Docker Hub username and also image name we need to provide. So what I'm doing here from Docker, from local, my local, I want to prepare the image. After that, I want to push the image to Docker Hub. For which, so here Docker commit, container name, and image Docker Hub username. Docker Hub username slash. Now we can give image name, whatever name you want to give. Right? I want to give Docker image one. Docker image one. I want to give the name. Okay. Or else Docker image 7 a.m. Okay, something. Colon version also we need to give. Version also we need to give. Okay. Yeah. So every image required one version, which is a tag. We can say tag. Okay. So 1.0 I want to give. So now what I'm doing here, this container, I want to convert to the image. Someone asking to repeat this. Okay. Deepak, look at this. What I'm doing here, I prepared the container. This container, I want to convert to the image. Why we require image? We need to push the image to Docker Hub, right? So Docker Hub understand the images. That image we can store in the Docker Hub, right? For which Docker commit container ID and Docker Hub username and image name and tag name. Enter. Now look at this. Now the image is being ready. So wait for a few seconds. So image will be prepared. One SHA code also will be generated. One confirmation code will be generated. Once the image is ready, we will provide one SHA code. So here is tag. That's the tag, right? One dot here. In this image. Container. Container is not having any tag. So image require tag. So what I'm doing here, I converted to image. Container to image I converted. While converting, we need to give the tag version. Okay. So now look at this, everyone. One SHA code is generated here. SHA code. This is the confirmation code. Now the image is ready. Image prepared. Where we check the images. Now we can give Docker images. Look at this. This is the Docker image 1.0. This is the image ID. 25 seconds ago. What is the size of this? 921 MB. So in this image, Ubuntu is there, Java is there, Git is there. Total size is 921 MB only. But whereas ISV means 8 GB minimum. On top of that, we need to install Java, Git, whatever you require. That would be 12 GB, 15 GB like that. So it is 921 MB only. Is it clear to you, everyone? Yeah. Next, what we can do? This image we can push to the Docker Hub, right? Image should be pushed to the Docker Hub. Why we need to push to the Docker Hub? Docker Hub is the repository, so we can store the image in Docker Hub. So whenever any developer tester require that, they can pull into their local, they can run it as a container, right? Now, what I will do, I want to push this image to Docker Hub. How can we push this image to Docker Hub? Let's try to understand here. Okay. So how can we push this image to Docker Hub? Everyone clear, right? Understanding right here? Online guys. Everyone understanding right? Now, if you want to push this image to Docker Hub, first of all, we need to connect Docker Hub. From local, we need to connect Docker Hub. How can we connect? So we need to log in first. Sudo Docker login, space hyphen username, space Docker Hub username equal to Docker Hub username. This is my Docker Hub username. So what I'm doing here, sudo docker login hyphen username equal to Docker Hub username, enter. Now it is asking Docker password, Docker user password first. Okay. So you can give the Docker user password, whatever the user we created yesterday, that user password. Next, it is asking Docker Hub password, Docker user password, Docker Hub password. Two times it will allow. Two times it will ask you to add the password here. Now we need to give the Docker Hub password. Now login succeeded. Now Docker Hub account created right yesterday. Docker Hub account created right. Docker Hub password, not Docker password. Docker Hub password. So this is the Docker Hub username. This is the Docker Hub password, whatever I give. This is the normal username, normal user password. We created the user right yesterday. We created one user right. That password. This is the Docker Hub password. Two times we need to enter the password here. Okay. Now I'm able to log in Docker Hub from my local. Now what I can do here, I can push the image to Docker Hub, whatever the image we prepared. So this image I want Docker Hub. How can I push? Command here is sudo docker push image name. This is the image name. Colon version, whatever the version we prepared, 1.0. Enter. Once you enter this, this will be pushed to the Docker Hub. Look at this. Enter. Now the image is pushing to Docker Hub. And I'll show you that. Just wait. So in real-time projects, we prepare different tags, number of tags. That is a version required here. I'll show you. I'll show you in the Docker Hub. We are pushing to Docker Hub, right? I explain that. Yeah. Now it is pushed. Now it is pushed. Right? So this is SHA code. Again, confirmation code is generated here. Confirmation code is generated. Now, yeah, so here, ping google.com, go back to Docker Hub. Refresh here. Click on this symbol. What is this? 2 minutes ago, right? So this is the image. Now, if you click on this image, you can see the tag name. Tag, look at this. Tag 1.0, right? So here, less than 1 day. 2 minutes ago, we pushed this image to Docker Hub, which is a Linux OS, Linux. So in this image, whatever the packages are available, if you want to showcase, just add a description here. We can add the description. In this image, Ubuntu is there, Git is there, Java is there, like that. We can add some comments here. Understanding, right? Clear, right, everyone? Any questions? I repeat this one more time, so don't confuse. One more time, I'll show you. When a connection we are making with the Docker Hub. Connection, no need to separate connection, no need to give anything. We just log in from local. We can just log in from local so that it will allow you to push. We logged in, right? Docker login, space hyphen name, Docker Hub username. We gave the password, right? Anurag. So we can log in from local. So that will allow you to push. Yeah, right. Any questions you can ask me? I'll show you one more time. That is Docker Hub login password. What is that? No, no, no. What I did from local, I logged in, right? I gave the username, right? That is your Docker Hub username I gave. Don't confuse here. What is this? What is this? Either username or email we can give here. So while logging into the Docker Hub, either username or email address we can give. This is the password, my password and username. I gave the username, right? While logging into the Docker Hub from local. Anurag, you understanding, right? This is my username. I gave the username. This is my password. I gave the password. Clear, right? Yeah, one more time I repeat this. Same concept. One more time I'll show you. Okay, one more container we can run. One more container we can run. Okay. Yeah. Right. First of all, what we did here, we pulled the image from Docker Hub. We already pulled. Image is already there. Docker pull image name we give. After that, we run container. Yeah. So on top of the image, we run the container. We deployed the required applications. After that, what we did, we convert to the image. After that, what we did, we push to the we push to the Docker Hub. Right? Yeah. Now, one more time I'll show you. Go back here. Stop this. Yes. Now, Docker PS is the command to check the running container. So this is the running container, which is only one container we have. Now, I want to run one more container. I want to run one more container. How can we run? Command here is, what is the command? Docker run hyphen IT interactive mode space hyphen username username or name space container name, whatever name you want to give. You can give project container space image name. Open. Enter. Now I'm in container mode. Look at this. This is the host mode. This is the container mode. Now I'm in container. In this container. Okay. Now what I can do here, I can deploy the required applications, whatever required. So before deploying applications, I have to get update space hyphen y. So I want to update something inside of the images, whatever the data is available that I. Image, that is image. We pull the image right from Docker up. You missed that. Provide file container file. Which one? It creates one image using file that is file. We file.txt. File.txt. Using file, you can create one image. No, not like that. So this image already there in Docker Hub that we pulled into local by using the command docker pull image. Okay, yeah. Now just to go through the recording, you'll understand. Okay, we pull the image. Okay. Now here currently I'm in container mode. Now here what we can do next? Once we run the container, what we can do? Deploy the required applications, right? So we already updated it. Now apt-get install. I'm installing Ansible. Now the Ansible is installing. So give the region and a zone. Next, what we can do once once we deploy the packages, next what we can do? Convert to the email, right? Now I want to install one more package, which is Maven also I want to install. Yeah. Now I want to install one more package, which is now I want to exit from the container. How can we exit? Currently I'm in container mode. I want to exit from the container. How can we exit? Control plus PQ. Press Control PQ. Look at this. I exited from the container. Now I'm in host mode. Now, if you want to check the running containers, what is the command? Docker PS. Docker PS. These are the containers. Okay. These are the two containers. Web container, project container. Now, this container should be converted to the image. So currently we have Docker images. Look at this, only one image is there, right? But this container is not converted to the image. Now what I will do, I want to convert to the image. So how can we convert? Docker commit. Docker commit space container ID. This is the container ID. Space Docker Hub username slash image name. Docker image something colon 1.2 version. 1.1 already, 1.0 already gave. 1.1. Okay, enter. Now the image is converting to the content is converting to image. Right. Now what happened here? This image is prepared. Now if you check Docker images, look at this. This is the image 1.1. Size is, what is the size here? 1.12 GB. 1.12 GB. 1 GB. Approximately. Right? So 1.1 GB. So in this image, we have Ubuntu, Ansible, Maven, Apache, three packages we installed, right? So it is 1.12 GB only. Once you, yeah, once we push the image to Docker Hub, so that will be compressed. I'll show you. Some size will be compressed. I'll show you. Okay. Now, so this image we need to push to the Docker Hub. How can we push? Before pushing the image, what we have to do? We need to log in Docker Hub from local. So how can we log in? Sudo Docker login space hyphen username equal to Docker Hub username. Now it is asking directly Docker Hub password. First time it will ask you user password, Docker Hub password. So first time only. Second time onwards, it will ask only Docker Hub password. So this is the Docker Hub username. This is the Docker Hub password now I want to give. Now I'm able to log in Docker Hub. Login succeeded. Okay. Once we log in, once we log in, we can push that image to Docker Hub. How can we push? Sudo docker push space image name. This is the image name, colon version 1.1. Enter. Now the image is pushing to Docker Hub. So look at this, the size, final size you can see here. Final size is 0.075 GB. That is the final size. Look at this. Not that is not final. This one. This is the final size. Look at this. This image size, SHA code generated, right? Size 742. It will be compressed. It will be compressed 1.1 to 7.7442 MB, right? So this is 1.1, right? To this size compressed. Now this image already pushed to the Docker Hub, right? Now go and check in the Docker Hub. Look at this 2 minutes ago, Docker image 2. Click on this image. Now 1.1 is the version, right? So this is the way in real-time projects we can prepare the containers, we can deploy the required packages, we can convert to the image, we can push the image to this images, developers, testers, they pull into their local, they start working. I think they start the development, they work on it, they connect the container, they work on it. Clear, right, everyone? Online. So this is the process. But here the problem is this is very old process. Whatever we perform, this is bit older process. Still projects are following. Still projects are following. But now we are using latest methodology, which is very advanced one in Docker. So the project teams are following this. Along with this, we are using advanced methodology. Advanced methodology. What is that? Here we add one more tab, which is Docker file. Docker file. What is file? What is Docker file? Docker file is a file where we prepare all the scripts. So we use the different keywords to prepare the scripts here. By using scripting, we can create the customized image. We prepare our own image. So here, what we did here so far, we download the image from Docker Hub, which is a default image, default AMI in AWS. Default AMI in AWS. Here, default image we pulled from Docker Hub into our local, right? So we run the container, we deploy the packages, we convert to the image, push to Docker Hub. That is old process. Now what we will do, here we prepare our own image, our customized image, right? By using the scripts, by using the scripting. Okay. Yeah. How can we prepare? So Docker file is a file where we prepare the scripts, right? So first we need to create one file, Docker file in the Docker. First, we can prepare one file. We create one file. In that file, we prepare scripts. For example, I required Ubuntu image, Ubuntu operating environment. I prepare the script, one line script. Okay. After that, I want to update the internal repository. I prepare one more line script. After I want to deploy Git, I prepare one more line. After that, I want to deploy another package. I prepare the script. Like this, whatever package you want to deploy, you can prepare the scripts like this. We can prepare all the scripts here. After that, what we will do, this image, this file, Docker file, we need to build. We need to build. Once we build that, once we build that, so yeah, one customized image will be prepared. Once we build the Docker file, one customized image will be prepared. That customized image directly pushed to the Docker Hub. Understanding that, everyone? Yeah. So look at this. So when we use this Docker file, these steps we can eliminate. These steps are not required. These three steps not required. In single shot, in Docker file, by using the scripting, we can prepare the image. We can run the container instead of the image. We can convert to the image. That image we can directly push to the Docker Hub. Without these steps, we can eliminate these steps. This is a very advanced one, simple one, advanced one, which is very interesting one. Clear, right, everyone? So shall we go and prepare this Docker file? Any questions before going to this? Before going to the Docker file, any questions, anyone? Where we can reuse them? Yeah, you can pull it your local, you can reuse. How can we pull? How can we pull? Deepak asking a question here. Where we can use them? We can pull into our local. We can run it as a container. We can apply the required whatever you want to do. You can. How can we pull? How can we pull the image? Anyone? What is the command we use to pull the image? Docker pull image name. Docker pull image name, right? To pull into local. After that, what we can do? We can run it as a container. We can run it as a container. And we can work on the container. Clear, right? Any other questions, anyone? You can raise your hand if you have any questions. Next one, let us go with the Docker file, advanced one. Okay, so how can we prepare the scripts? Where we prepare the scripts? How can we build the Docker file? Let's try to understand it. All this. Want to prepare a Docker file. So instead of pulling the default image from Docker Hub, file sudo vi d capital Docker file, no extension, no extensions. Just give Docker file. Enter. So here you can prepare the script.
This
So
meeting
after
is
that,
being recorded.
again, I want to install one more package. I have to get install -y vim package, VM package, right? So like that, whatever you want to install, you can give all the commands here. 100 packages you can install at a time. 100 packages, 1,000 packages. You can prepare script like this, one by one, one by one. After that, what we can do? Escape, save, and quit. Okay. Now the file is saved. Once the file is saved, now if you check here, Docker ls, Docker not just give ls. Okay, permission is not there. Yeah, so I got it in tomorrow. I didn't know. Okay. Anyways, so normally we use the root, right? So the file is created right here. The file is created. I'll show you tomorrow while working on the project. I'll show you something. Okay. So here Docker file is prepared because we use the sudo, right? That is why it is giving permission issue. So look at this. What is this? We prepared, right? So if you want to check the data instead of the file, how can we check? Anyone? Cat, right? Cat command. Sudo. This is the script, right? Yeah. Now I want to build this. I want to build this. So whatever the Docker file we prepared, that I want to build. So once we build, what will happen? The container will be created, packages will be deployed, convert to image, that is image ready to push to Docker Hub, right? Yeah. Now I want to build this. How can we build? Sudo Docker build space, whatever the image name you want to give, -t is the option. So whatever the image name you want to give, you can give. Before that, Docker Hub username slash image name, whatever name you want to give. Image name, I want to give Docker file 1, Docker file 1, colon 2.0 tag name. Space dot also required here. While preparing the Docker file, while building the Docker file, space dot also required. So if you give space dot, what will happen? All the packages, right? So here, whatever the file I prepared here, this file I want to build. Once I build this, what will happen? Instead of running the container, instead of deploying the packages, instead of converting into image, so in single shot, we can prepare the customized image. That image we can push to the Docker, right? Now, enter. Look at this. So operating system is ready. Now it is updating. Look at this, everyone. Now it is updating. After that, it will install Git one by one. All the steps one by one. Look at this. Now installing. Git is installing here. In single shot, everything will be prepared. Now, next step, once Git is installed, one more package will be installed. Now Vim is installing. And image is ready. How many activities we performed here? How many activities we performed here? How many activities? 4 activities. Look at this. First one, we prepared the OS, operating system, right? After that, applet update. After that, Git install. After that, Vim install. 4 activities. Like this, 100 activities also can perform. You can prepare 100 scripts also at a time. You can build the Docker file. So all the deployments will be happened in a single shot, right? Now, this is the image which is ready. Look at this, everyone. This, yeah, image is ready. This is the SHA code, image build. Now, if you check here, Docker images, what is this? What is the size of this? 294 MB only. So when we prepare Docker file, very less size. Yeah, right, understanding right, everyone. This is very, very important core concept. So tomorrow I'll show you advanced concept, one more advanced concept. We deploy live application tomorrow. We are currently deploying Git, Java, Maven like that. But tomorrow what we will do, in the container, we deploy live application. We deploy live application. For that application, we attach one port number. That application we can access through browser, internet. Okay. Everyone can access. Everyone can access. Yes. Tomorrow I'll show you. Tomorrow I'll show you. So tomorrow currently we're deploying small applications, small Java, Git, Maven, Ansible like that. So tomorrow what we will do, we deploy live application that we can access through internet. Anyone can access from anywhere. Okay. So tomorrow I'll show you. So which is very, very important one. Fine. So now Docker image is ready here. This image, what we can do? Push to the Docker hub, right? Any questions here, anyone? We can push this image to Docker hub. Anyone having any questions? 2.0 is the version. Yes, 2.0 is the version. Correct. This is the version 2.0. Yes. Right. Now I want to push this image to Docker Hub. How can we push? First of all, what we have to do? First, we need to log in. Log in Docker Hub, right? How can we log in? Sudo Docker login space hyphen hyphen username equal to Docker Hub username. Enter. Now Docker Hub password. Now login succeeded. Now I want to push this image to Docker Hub. How can you push Docker Docker push image name column version? Are you following everyone online? Online guys, are you following everyone? Enter. Now the image is pushing to. Okay. We did a mistake here. Okay. Sudo, we need to give sudo. Sudo required, right? Sudo docker push image docker of username and image name. Now look at this. Now the image is pushed to the docker hub. Done. Look at this. SHA code. Right? Now go back to Docker Hub account. Look at this one. This is the Docker file one. Right? Click on this 2.0. 2.0 is the version. 2 minutes ago, we pushed this. Clear, right? So this is the way by using Docker file, we can prepare all the scripts one by one, and we can build the Docker file. Once we build the Docker file, image will be ready. That image we can push to the Docker, right? So tomorrow I'll explain about this keywords, whatever keywords from run we gave, right? So I explain. After that, we work on the project. So live application we can deploy on the container. For that live application, we attach one port number to access the application. So after that, we can access the application through internet, right? If you get a time to discuss one more concept, we'll discuss about the Docker volumes. One more concept is there that we'll discuss tomorrow. Docker volumes. So after that, Docker networking, one more concept is there, Docker networking. So Monday, we'll discuss about Docker networking. So after that, Docker Swarm, Docker Compose, two concepts are there. So that we can discuss on Tuesday. By Tuesday, we are going to complete the Docker. Okay. After that, we'll start Kubernetes, right? So Docker will not be completed until Kubernetes complete because Kubernetes required Docker. Without Docker, Kubernetes will not work, right? Fine. Clear, right, everyone? So tomorrow, classroom guys can join online, Saturday, right? So only one day, Saturday, only one day, classroom students can join online. Okay. Yeah. So Monday onwards, Monday to Friday, you can come down to classroom. But because only few guys are coming to the classroom, right? So tomorrow you can attend online. You have internet, right? In your room. You also having internet, right? Only two guys are coming, right? For classroom. That is why you can attend online tomorrow. Okay. Any questions on anyone? Anyone having any questions here? Here we are not creating container using Docker build. Yes, yes. So container will be there. So instead of the image, so container will be there. That image we can pull into local. If anyone require that, they can pull into their local. They can run it as a container. Okay. Clear, right, everyone? Tarun, what is your confusion? Tarun, what is your confusion? Fine. So if you have any question, you can raise your hand. I give you unmute so that you can ask a question. Else we can wind up the session. So make sure everyone practice this. We're going to discuss about the project. So first you need to practice. First you can work on this first to previous Docker. First you can practice this. After that you can prepare the Docker. Clear, right, everyone? Yeah. So we can stop here. Practice this. These concepts are very